Featured Listen is an original BrandKast production. Most businesses are not able to overcome the steep learning curve that comes with producing professional quality audio. At BrandKast, we remove that learning curve while helping you produce a professional quality product that reflects the effort and care you put into your business. For more information, check out brandcast.fm. Hey, Michael from BrandKast here. Today's featured listen is Broken Record. Broken Record is a podcast all about music and the artists that make it. Hosted by Justin Richmond and interviews by the eclectic group of Rick Rubin, Malcolm Gladwell, and Bruce Headlam. In their own words, the musicians you love talk about their life, inspiration, and craft, then play. Broken Record is a show by Pushkin Industries that was released in late 2017. Each episode is a conversation with a musical figure where they take a deep dive into the art of music, the music that made them, their process of making music, and a ton in between. In my opinion, these conversations are about as pure as you can get around the art of creating music. The first thing that catches the eye about this show is who's involved. Malcolm Gladwell is a household name, but had only dabbled in the topic of music until this show. Broken Record could be considered a passion project for Gladwell as he describes the process of making it to be very loose, and that he gets to be more of an extension of the audience than an authority himself in interviews. While less known and perhaps somewhat infamous, music producer Rick Rubin may be one of the most influential individuals in music living today. He's produced so many hit records with such a diverse group of artists, his success is impossible to argue with. For those who are unfamiliar, he was heavily involved in the beginning of hip-hop. He's considered the fourth member of the Beastie Boys and has gone on to produce hit records for artists like Jay-Z, Kanye West, Tom Petty, Johnny Cash, Slayer, Slipknot, Adele, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and a ridiculous number of others. Gladwell and Rubin are very likable and philosophical guys, which alone makes this show compelling. Journalist and former New York Times editor Bruce Headlam is a longtime friend of Gladwell's. As Gladwell describes, Headlam is who he gets all of his music recommendations from. And lastly, Justin Richmond, who is both a producer and the consistent host of the show. Because of varying busy schedules, episodes can consist of different combos of the four, but Richmond is the glue that keeps episodes consistent. The thing I like most about Broken Record is that it humanizes the artist and the artistic process of making music. It takes some of the biggest artists out there and brings them down to a level that gives the average person the best chance of understanding them. In today's culture, as an artist gets bigger, we perceive them more and more as being no longer artistic, not talented, sold out, don't write their own music, not as good as they used to be, etc. And while some of that might be true, as a whole, these perceptions come from a tremendous lack of understanding of artists and how they create what they create. I attribute Broken Record's success in this area to Gladwell's and Rubin's likability, ability to listen, asking good questions, and pushing the artist's vulnerability. There are so many great episodes, and I would recommend starting with the initial conversation between Gladwell and Rubin. However, the episode that I think captures the essence of what we were just talking about the most is the episode with Andre 3000. Andre 3000 is one of the most talented and successful people in hip-hop, and thus should be riding high the rest of his life. But what you hear in their conversation is quite different. Instead of reliving glory days or glamorizing his success, you hear an incredibly humble and vulnerable Andre 3000. In the most intimate way, you see how he's an artist in every sense of the word, and despite his success, how much of a struggle and a process it is to create art at that level. If you don't have a better understanding and respect for artists after that episode, you're likely never going to have it. Other episodes I loved were with Brittany Howard, Run the Jewels, Nile Rodgers, and Rick Rubin talking about Tom Petty's Wildflowers. Another standout quality of this show is the sound. Producer-host Justin Richmond describes the show as having a distinct sound that they try to capture with each episode consistently. To me, that sound is just great audio quality. They record in real recording studios like Rick Rubin's. They use high-end microphones like Neumann U87s. And when they have artists that also play music, they capture it in the same way that you would when you're creating a record. The technical side was something I was always curious about until I saw a picture from the episode they recorded with the Raconteurs, where the setup was the exact same as what you would find in trying to capture a full band in the live room of a studio. In line with the purpose of the show itself, the approach to production I would consider an art as well. Having worked in the music industry and being a big music fan myself, there's so much more about Broken Record that I could talk about, but I'll let you discover some of that for yourself. I can't recommend Broken Record enough, whether you pick and choose episodes or listen to them all. In my opinion, this is the best music podcast available right now. Can be found on all major streaming services and at brokenrecordpodcast.com. Check it out.